All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football. Go ahead and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. Want to give a big shout out to all the subscribers out there. Also, all the Auburn fans, all the SEC fans that come to the channel. Go ahead and get the comment section active. Also, if you feel compelled to do so, we have memberships available in different categories. You can look at it when you come on to the channel. There'll be some perks down the stretch, especially once the season gets started. One of the main ones I want to do is who can get close to the predictions. We do the prediction show every Thursday. I might even move it up to Wednesday. I'm not quite sure. But either way, there'll be a prediction show every week, and whoever gets the closest, there will be some prizes given for that. Auburn is right in the middle of fall camp. As a matter of fact, when you have fall camp, there are some players on the football team that weren't there in the spring. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit of detail today. Like I said before, go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Also, what we want to talk about before we get into the actual subject matter is what has led us up to this point. You got Coach Bryan Harsin, tumultuous offseason. A lot of folks didn't even think he was going to be there this coming fall, but he has made it through the storm, so to speak. Public embarrassment to the family, but he is still Auburn's head coach, War Eagle. So, with that in mind, we also have recruiting that we have to talk about. Auburn was able to gain a significant amount of recruiting, especially from the Oregon market. Got several players from the Oregon Ducks who I like to pick on. True Auburn champion, where he talks about facilities. Man, Oregon has some of the best facilities in all of college football, but these guys decided to transfer out to Auburn with the onboarding of Dan Lanning as head coach at Oregon, former defensive coordinator at Georgia, led Georgia to arguably one of the better performances from a defense in probably college football history. It's hard to score on those guys. Winning the national championship 33-18 over Alabama, giving Georgia their first national championship since 1980. 1980, they win that national championship. I was 1 year old. So I'm telling my age here. I'll be 25 my next birthday. But anyway, we're going to get into this. There are several players that, weren't participants in spring football. And the top recruit of the 2023 recruiting class for the Auburn Tigers is Robert Woodyard, a former commit to Alabama. So we could say that Auburn has flipped the player from Alabama to Auburn, which doesn't happen often. We're going to take a real quick look at the depth chart linebacker-wise, just to try this on for you all's mental size. I think this is a pretty talented group headed by five-star recruit Owen Pappoe, and not a shabby group linebacker-wise. And I think we want to take a look at it very quickly just to see what we are working with. As far as the depth chart goes for the Auburn Tigers defensively, I think this is a pretty talented group. If, some of these guys are going to have to grow up pretty quick. The middle linebacker projected starter is Owen Pappoe. He's going to be taking the spot that has been highly touted over the years. So I think Zacoby McClain was the guy that held that position down, kind of undersized but very talented at that position. Currently fighting to get onto an NFL team as we speak. So we look at Owen Pappoe, We look at Cam Riley, who's a very versatile linebacker. He probably will get some, he may even get some reps at that edge position. He's very tall and he's very versatile. You got Desmond Tisdall, and you have Derek Brown's little brother, Cameron Brown, who is a redshirt junior. And the will linebacker, which I think is a very interesting group. You got Wesley Steiner, top recruit out of the state of Georgia, went to high school in Macon, Georgia. You have Eugene Asante. Now, this is going to be a wild card, I think, in this situation. He's got a lot of experience. He's a junior transfer from North Carolina, so he has a wealth of experience. Then you have Joko Willis, who is a sophomore transfer as well. And then you have Powell Gordon from Auburn High School, who is very athletic as well. But who we want to talk about today, who is going to be joining this group, is Robert Woodyard. And like I said before, Robert Woodyard was a flip from Alabama, which I think is very interesting. And if you look at the highlights at the end of this video, you'll see why Auburn got a pretty good gain out of this guy. And if we look back to the 2019 season and look at the quick emergence of Owen Pappoe, only difference is Owen Pappoe had a chance to play in the spring. He had a chance to go through spring practice, also go through summer training. So that gives him kind of the leg up on Robert Woodyard. So let's look at it. What does Robert Woodyard bring to the table? Man, this guy's got a lot of range. He's got a lot of range. And if you look on this video that I'm going to show you after this recorded video, you're going to see that he played multiple positions. He played running back. He played, you could see him at wide receiver in certain points. And he has a really good knack for finding the football. As a matter of fact, there was one particular play that you'll see where it appeared that he was out of the play, but he doubled back and made the tackle almost at the line of scrimmage. That's the kind of athleticism that we're looking at with Robert Woodyard, who, like I said before, had committed to Alabama, but he flipped his commitment to Auburn. Let's go ahead. He went to Williamson High School. That's down in Mobile. Very good football player, class 22. Best recruit Auburn has on the docket at 0.9425%. That makes him a very, very high-end four-star recruit. And you all know I love these 4-star, these 3-stars, because these are your roster builders. Now, you want 5 stars, but the only thing is it's not a lot of them. A 5-star recruit, if we look at it historically over the last few years, it's only about 40 of them at the most in each class. And even some of those, I mean, we can, play the conspiracy theory and say, well, some of them probably aren't that good. But either way, it's only about 40 of them. But when I see a 94, I see a 90, I see a 91%, I'm like, you know what? That might be a pretty good football player. And a lot of times with the 5-star recruit, you might even have that arrogance factor that, hey, I'm a 5-star recruit. I'm, may not have to work out as hard and all this other stuff. Just like Byron Cowart from the state of Florida, who committed to Auburn back in 2014 or 2013. He was the best recruit rating-wise in Auburn history. But it didn't pan out to be a very successful situation for Auburn. As a matter of fact, he is now signed, I think, to the New England Patriots. But either way, I'm looking forward to seeing Robert Woodyard on the field. Very athletic football player, very strong, and he's going to put on some more weight. He's 6'1", 210 pounds. I project, based on some of what I've been seeing with the strength and conditioning team, he'll probably be, of course, 6'1". He probably won't get any more height, but 6'1", probably about 230 pounds. Let me know what you think about this video. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.